we are going to be creating paper snowflakes from folded paper and scissors. So boys and girls, all you need is a piece of paper and a pair of scissors and a nice workspace. Don't forget, you'll need to clean up all your little scraps from your tabletops. Hello boys and girls. I'm going to show you how to make a very simple paper cut snowflake. And you can see the intricate designs in this one from folded paper and a scissors. All right, so our first step is getting a piece of paper. We're going to use this blue paper because I think you can see it a lot better. And what I'd like you to do is create a fold the long way over all the way to the edge. You bring the edges together before you make your fold, so those edges should meet. You notice I'm not pressing the fold yet. Don't press the fold. Get your edges together. Here are the edges, right here and right here. Better. I haven't folded it yet. I need my edges to meet first. You just want to get it as straight as you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. Once the edges are together, then you press your fold. And we're going to bring the bottom up and make the edges meet. Edge and edge. And push, 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 and press. Now we have basically a smaller rectangle with a fold. Now, this is the tricky part. Folds at the bottom. And you might need an adult to help you. You're going to take the corner and bring the corner with the fold all the way up to the edge. You see that? So you're basically making a triangle here. I'm going to draw a little triangle so you can see my line. I'm basically making a triangle right there. I'm going to take the bottom edge, bring it all the way up, up, up to this side, and I'm going to press on the edge. I'm not going to fold yet, and now I'm going to push. And basically I have a triangle here, but I have also this extra piece of paper here. I'm going to draw a line on it so you can see it. So there's a little piece of paper on this edge that we're going to cut off. So you're going to use your scissors. Remember, thumb in the smaller hole, fingers in the longer slot, keeping the scissors pointing away from you. This is the helper hand. Keep the helper hand out of the way of the blade. And we're going to cut that little rectangle off. And I'm going to go up and down all the way across. This is my scrap paper. I'm going to put it in a pile. And now I have this really interesting shape. I have a triangle and with a fold. Well, when cutting snowflakes out, you never want to cut too much away from the fold, otherwise the snowflake falls apart. So what I'm going to do, and you can do this too, is on the fold I'm only going to make little shapes. Like I'm going to cut in one diagonal, turn the paper, and cut and meet that other diagonal. So now I've cut basically a triangle out, but when you open it up, you're going to see it's a diamond because of the fold. See? You've got a triangle here. When you open up the fold, it looks like a diamond. Let's try that again. This one I'm going to make longer. I can't cut right here, otherwise I might start cutting my snowflake completely apart. I don't want it to fall apart, so I'm going to cut a long slot like a diagonal line, turn my triangle, and I'm going to start at this end, and I'm going to meet that point. Open it up. Oh, no, I didn't cut it all the way. It's kind of hard to cut on a fold. you have to use your hands and get them very strong. Now I made a big triangle, and when I open it up, ooh, it looks like a nice diamond. I'm going to try that again. This time I'm going to try to make a square. Cut in, and I left space. Never cut everything off of the fold, otherwise it falls apart. You'll see, you might make one fall apart on accident. And I'm going to make 2 slots. Now I have to turn my paper, so I'm cutting a square. Let's see. Oh, it's hard to cut out. I gotta keep turning my paper so I can get it. Almost. Oh, there's my little tiny, it's not quite a square. Looks like a little rectangle. I'm going to open it up. Oh, it's a square on the other side. So I've got triangle, triangle, square, but I have these funny little edges that aren't very pretty. They're just straight. So I think I'm going to make some more little cuts, triangles in there. One little triangle. I'm going to turn my scissors and my paper. Turn my scissors and my paper. So I've made little notches. Triangle, triangle, triangle. Ooh, open it up and look at all the edges on the snowflake change. I'm going to try this side. This time I'm going to make a half a circle in, back out. I didn't cut it all off. I made like this half circle. Let's see. Ooh, like a little scallop. And now, before I open it up completely, I'm going to make these little slits. Slits are easy. I'm not going to cut completely the piece off. What I'm going to do is make a little cut, move it over, make a little cut, move it over, make a little cut, move it over. And it's like little fringe pieces. Turning this way, little cut, little cut, little cut. Fluff it up a little bit for fringe. Okay, I'm going to move all my paper over. And I'm going to open up. Ooh. I've got my half circles. I've got my squares and my diamonds and triangles. I'm going to open it again. And there we go. A snowflake. All right, boys and girls, I'm just going to review the steps. The first step was folding a rectangular piece of paper over. The second step was folding that rectangular piece of paper up. The third step was folding the rectangular piece of paper up and over to create a triangle. The fourth step after folding upward, cutting that extra rectangle off. And then, of course, the fifth step is cutting the shapes out of your snowflake and unfolding. Thank you, boys and girls. If the only paper you have is notebook paper from a notebook with these funny little holes in the side, all you need to do to prepare this paper for making a snowflake is cutting the edge of holes off. So you start at one end, careful with your scissors, cut all the way down, and it will still work with this striped paper. You can take the excess and toss it, and we'll do the same thing, folding over the long way, folding up, find the edges, press, making the triangle by taking the bottom and going to the edge, find the edge, then press, cutting the excess paper off, a little rectangle, and then you have your perfect little triangle with the fold right here. and I would cut little notches and shapes out, triangles. So it's the same concept. Cutting shapes from the fold. Ooh, that was too close. I've got to be careful. I have to give it some space, so I'm going to move my scissors over. Try not to cut too much off of that fold. Move my scissors over. This one I'm going to do a half circle, or maybe it's an oval. I'm going to go round and round and round. It's important to keep your helper hand away from the blade. And, ooh, I'm going to cut some triangles off this side. Move it over. Never cutting too close. Shapes have to have a space. And around, around, around. And I'd like to cut some of those fancy little fringe cuts. Okay, can work with notebook paper, easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Open it up. Lots of those little triangles turn into diamond shapes. It's like a long oval. I keep opening. Ooh, I like it on the striped paper. And let me put something down so you can see it a little better. Here. There you go. Beautiful. You can hang these up or add color. You decide. Boys and girls, first step is a rectangular fold. Second step is a fold upward. Third step is a fold into a triangle. Fourth step is cutting the extra rectangle off. Fifth step is having a triangle to cut from, and then cutting the shapes out to create your snowflake.